Hi guys, welcome to ITW, the show that helps you incorporate technology in the classroom. David Casavecchia.
Jake Standish.
Jake is here with us. He is our CMS Google expert. Okay, so Aubrey's out. We got Jake to fill in. So as Aubrey and I mentioned last week, Jake, the episodes for the rest of the year are all focusing on review. Okay,
Gotcha.
How can we give teachers different tools, different devices, help them with the devices they already have, and how can we get them to use them to review in the classroom? Today's episode, the reason you're here, is we're talking about Google.
Very good.
So that can include what? That can include Chromebooks.
Absolutely.
It can include
Google Apps for Education.
Google Apps, which can include a ton of different things.
Yes, some very interesting things that have been updated and added in.
Yes.
With Google Docs and Google Spreadsheets, there's add-ons that really allow a third-party scripts to come into your document and enhance it. So you can make table of contents, headers, footers, easy bid, all these different things can go into a document or a spreadsheet to do some really interesting things.
Great. So guys, make sure you stay tuned for this week's episode. We're going to give you a couple of ideas on how you can use Google to help review in your classroom.
Very good.
So one of the things that we like to do when we review is to use index cards. And what I want to do is show you how you can do that through Google. So we're going to use something called Flippity to set up our flashcards in our Google Drive. So if you go to flippity.net, it's just right up here. You can see the website up here. If you go to that address, it gives you the instructions on how to do it step by step. I'm just going to try to do it in a quick, simple fashion. They have a template here for this first step that you have to copy. When you click on that link, it's going to allow you to put the template for this into your Google Drive. This is what the template will look like. It'll have some preset things in here, which is really cool because it'll have some code in here on how you can change the font color, change the size, do subscripts, things like that. So once you have the template in here, you can go through these sides, side 1 and side 2, and change these to whatever you want. So what I would suggest doing is going to File, and then make a copy, and then you can rename that file whatever you want it to be, and then change the list to be whatever you want. Here's one that I've done. I just changed the colors in Spanish. So I have the English translation and the Spanish translation here for students to review. And now I'm ready for them to be able to use the flashcards to review. So all I do from here is I have to go to File and Publish. I'm going to click Publish to the web. And down here you have some link or some code here that you want to just copy and paste. Just going to copy here, and I'm going to paste it back into Flippity. I'm going to go back to Flippity and just go here and hit paste. And now that code is there. And then when I hit go, it's going to bring me to this where I have all that information that I put in both sides right here from this website. I can share this link with my students. I can email it to them. I can put it on a website. I can do whatever. There's various ways to make it available to them. But now students can go through, click on this, and review the information on the sides. They can do it by shuffling the cards. They can just look at the straight list, or they can do it in quiz fashion. So they have a lot of options here. So Flippity is one great tool that you guys can use to do a review with your students through Google Drive. Another great tool that you can use for review purposes within your Google Apps for Education is Movenote. Movenote is a presentation app that is within the Google Chrome store. And the cool thing about Movenote is it will allow you to pull presentations, pull images that you have from either your computer or even from your Google Drive account, and then you'll be able to use that to create a presentation. So a lot of different ways that you can use this to review with your class. You can split your class into partners or groups and then give that group a particular section to create a presentation on. They become the expert on that particular one, and you give that to various groups. that and make sure all the information for a particular unit is covered, and then let each group create a presentation, and then you can share it. And now everybody will have expert analysis of a particular part of a unit, and they'll have the whole unit covered. So that's something great that you can do in Movenote. It's all connected to Google. Like I said, you can pull presentations and images in here. You can add video in here. It can record. They can do a recording here, or if you want to, it also gives you the ability to upload a video if your students have one that they really think is better. They can include that up here as well, and it's something that they can create as a presentation and share with others. Now, in terms of operating Movenote, we did an app of the week for this not too long ago. So if you're interested in seeing how Movenote works, there's a short, I think it's 3.5-4 minute video for the app of the week that we'll include on how to operate Movenote. But it's a great tool that you can use for review and creating presentations as well in Google Apps for Education.
Okay, in this very brief video, I'm going to show you how to create a Google form inside Google Drive to help you assess where your students stand for review purposes. So we've actually gone over forms before, but I'm going to go over just really quickly and kind of reiterate the strength of it when kind of assessing your students. So we're going to first log into Google Drive. We're then going to click on Create and then go down to Form. First thing we're going to do is title our form. I'm just going to call this Math Quiz. I'm going to select the default theme. The first question I want to ask is their name. Another way you can do this is just by requiring CMS login to view this form underneath form settings at the top. This will put the person's Google Drive username, and the students would just use their Gaggle information to do that, so you can gather their information based on that. But for this person, I'm just going to ask for the student's name. I've got to change the question type to text so they can type their name in a box. I'm going to make this required and select Done. And you see the student will just type their name right there in that box. So then I'm going to go ahead and get started creating my first question. I'm just going to show you guys how to do 3 very simple questions. You can see if you click the down arrow next to Add Item, you can see all the different question types you can ask. So the first one I'm going to do is just show you how to create a multiple choice. So the first multiple choice question is going to be solve the following for x. And I'm going to put x over 4 equals 5. Right, and the first multiple choice answer is going to be 15, then 20, then 25, and then 30. And you can add as many answer choices as you want. I'm then going to go to the bottom and select Required Question, and then select Done. The next, I'm going to add an open-ended question. So I'm going to hit the down arrow next to Add Item, and I'm going to do text just like I did for the name. And I'm going to type in, what is the value of the following expression? And it's going to be 4 plus 2 times 10 minus 18 divided by 3 plus 11. So I'm going to leave this open-ended, so they're not going to have answer choices to choose from. I'm going to make this a required question as well. Oops, I forgot to add the number 2, so I'm going to go back and just add number 2 to that. So right now I have got 2 questions on my little quiz I'm putting up to help the students review. And the last one I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to add a picture and then ask a question based on that picture. So what I've already done is I've already uploaded an image to Google Drive, so I'm going to select Image. So I'm going to choose my drive. And here's a screenshot that I took before. And I'm going to just hit Done, and that's going to put the image, not sure why it's doing it. There we go. Alright, so it has imported this image that I found that I want to use for my next question. So then I'm going to put another question. I'm going to do it multiple choice. I'm going to ask them, at the beginning of what hour were there 55 customers? Okay, and I've actually decided I'm going to change this to an open-ended question. So I want them to answer it. So I'm going to make this required, and I'm going to select done. Once again, I forgot to put the question number, so I'm going to go back and do that real quick. So you can see I've imported a picture, and this question right here pertains to that picture. So what I can actually do is go ahead and select that question again, and I can do a little help. So the students might not understand that this question pertains to the picture above. So I'm just going to put C, picture above. And then hit done. And then you can see it adds that to the question. Alright, so I have created a very short just review quiz for my students, multiple choice, and then 2 open-ended, one of them using a picture. Alright, so if I want to view the live form, I just click on View Live Form. And there's my quiz. And I can just send this link to the students. I can create a bit.ly from it, a jump, whatever. Just if I want to shorten the URL, I can turn it into a QR code for the students. Maybe a little review game with them. Maybe you have different QR codes across the room, and the students are going to use that to review. And then what will happen is, if you go back to your drive, you can see there's the math quiz, and then if you click on the one that says math quiz responses, it'll be a spreadsheet with the responses that your students use. And like I said, turning this into a quick review game, putting some QR codes across the room, having the students kind of go around, maybe 1 or 2 questions on each QR code, can be a really fun and good way to help your students review. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully some of that information we provided will help you guys incorporate Google into the way you review in your classroom. So anything else? What else we got?
Well, don't forget about Summer Institute. This year it's June 16th to June 26th. You will see it on our Summer Institute website. Yep. That's cmssummerinstitute.org. And there's a Google 101 training every day.
Right.
So they can go to that. And if you check out google.com/edu, you'll also see many, many resources on teaching with Google products.
Yeah. Guys, if you haven't checked out Google products and this episode was kind of too much for you, make sure you check that out at Summer Institute. Google is a great resource that we're really starting to utilize more and more in the district.
Yes.
So,
and it's one login for all these different tools instead of memorizing your password for every single
it definitely
account.
makes it easier for everybody.
One for everything.
So, anyways, guys, thanks. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe below. Also, guys, we really want your feedback. So, shoot us an email. Our email address is itw@cms.k12.nc.us, or you can tweet us at CMS to the Core because we want to hear from you guys. We want to know what you guys want to see in the show. But once again, thanks again for tuning in to this week's episode of ITW.